What could possibly cause a successful, vibrant businesswoman to vanish without a trace? This is the haunting question that we grapple with as we delve into the perplexing enigma of Andreen McDonald's disappearance. Andreen, a woman of profound tenacity, vitality, and vigor, was an accomplished individual who had climbed the corporate ladder with determination and finesse. Her meteoric rise in the business world was a testament to her innate ability to turn adversity into success. A millionaire entrepreneur, she was a dazzling comet that streaked through the business skies, leaving a trail of ingenuity and innovation in her wake. A native of San Antonio, Texas, Andreen had always been a beacon of hope and inspiration for her community. With her sharp intellect, charismatic personality, and unwavering commitment to her business, she had crafted a legacy of prosperity that was admired by many. Yet beneath the radiant exterior of her successful life, ominous clouds were gathering, harboring a storm that would soon consume her very existence. In the twilight of February 28, 2019, her luminescent presence dimmed for the last time. That evening she was last seen alive, her vibrant aura about to succumb to an encroaching darkness. Her husband, Air Force Major Andreen McDonald, filled the ensuing silence with a narrative, a story that would set into motion an investigation that would shake their quiet Texan community to its very roots. Andreen McDonald, a man of honor and dignity, claimed that the evening of his disappearance was fraught with tension. According to him, they had dove into the turbulent waters of an argument that night, their voices echoing through the halls of their pristine San Antonio home. In the heat of their disagreement, Andreen decided to take a step back, to breathe, to let the storm pass. He left their home, the lights of their well-furnished living room painting a poignant picture of solitude in his wake. When he returned, the silence that enveloped their home left a chilling sensation crawling up his spine. Andreen was gone. The rooms, once filled with her vivacious spirit, now echoed with an eerie quiet. Her absence felt like a gaping hole, a void that threatened to swallow him whole. The woman who was once the lifeblood of their home had vanished without a trace. The morning sun of the following day rose to witness a home shrouded in ominous silence. The whispers of Andreen's disappearance began to permeate the community, spreading like wildfire, igniting a sense of unease that was palpable. It wasn't until the following day, in a twist of fate, that she was officially reported missing. This marked the genesis of a massive search operation, an arduous journey towards the truth that would last for months. The disappearance of Andreen McDonald, a woman of substance, a beacon of success, was not just a personal tragedy. It was a chilling reminder of the often unseen darkness lurking beneath the of seemingly perfect lives. A narrative woven with threads of uncertainty, fear, and mystery, it was a grim testament to the fragility of life and the suddenness of tragedy. The echoes of her absence continue to reverberate, a haunting melody that serves as a reminder of the woman who once was. Andreen McDonald, a millionaire entrepreneur, was last seen alive on the evening of February 28, 2019. Her husband, Air Force Major Andreen McDonald, claimed they had an argument that night, and he left their San Antonio, Texas home, only to return and find her gone. It wasn't until the following day that she was reported missing, sparking a massive search operation that would last for months. In the early stages of the investigation, authorities unearthed some alarming evidence. It began with the discovery of a burn pit in the couple's backyard, a seemingly innocent feature perhaps used to dispose of garden waste or enjoy a summer barbecue. But this was no ordinary pit. The investigators could sense that there was more to this than met the eye. Its size and depth suggested that it could easily hide secrets dark and damning. The pit was haphazardly covered with a thin layer of dirt, a clear indication of its recent usage. Then they found the second piece of evidence, a blood-spattered hammer. It was not just any hammer, but one that bore silent testimony to a tale of horror and treachery. The dark, crusted blood on its metal head bore the sinister traces of violence, and the pattern of the splatter indicated force, speed, and intensity. The sight of the blood on the hammer sent a chill down the spine of even the most seasoned investigators. It was a mute witness that screamed volumes about the savagery of the act the authorities were trying to unravel. The third piece of evidence was a receipt, but this was no ordinary receipt for groceries or a fast food takeout. It was a receipt for a shovel and an axe, tools often associated with construction or gardening, not with crime. The purchase had been made only a day before the couple went missing. Why would someone buy these tools and then disappear without a trace? This receipt added another layer to the already thickening plot. The investigators started building a timeline, sketching the possible scenarios, and analyzing the psychological profiles of those involved. They painstakingly compared the forensic evidence, searching for the invisible threads that connected the burn pit, the hammer, and the receipt. Each piece of evidence was like a puzzle, and they were trying to put them together to reveal a picture, a narrative that could lead them to the truth. With each passing hour, the atmosphere in the investigation room became more intense. The authorities knew they were racing against time, trying to piece together a jigsaw puzzle while the clock was ticking. They knew that every second mattered, and they had to act swiftly and decisively to bring the truth to light. These ominous findings led them to suspect foul play. The burn pit, the blood-spattered hammer, the receipt, they were not just random pieces of evidence. Instead, they were telling a story, a sinister tale of deception and violence. The more they delved into the details, the more they became convinced that they were dealing with a crime of grave magnitude, and their suspicions pointed towards one person, Andreen McDonald. As they looked into Andree's background, they found a man who was seemingly ordinary, gaps in his story, his demeanor, his narrative, his reactions. Everything was put under the microscope. The evidence against him was mounting, but was it all circumstantial? Or was there a smoking gun to be discovered? They knew they had to dig deeper, to look beyond the obvious to uncover the truth. Through this labyrinth of evidence, the investigators found themselves in a complex web of deceit, betrayal, and possible murder. The pieces were coming together, forming a chilling picture of a crime that was meticulously planned, ruthlessly executed, and skillfully covered up. The burn pit, the hammer, the receipt, and the man, everything fit into this narrative, a narrative that was as intriguing as it was terrifying. Each piece of evidence played a crucial role in this investigation. The burn pit suggested the blood-spattered hammer pointed towards violence, and the receipt indicated premeditation. Binding these clues together was Andreen McDonald, a common thread weaving through this complicated tapestry of crime. The stage was set for an intense legal battle, a battle that would unveil the darkest aspects of human nature. Andreen McDonald, a name that would now be associated with this ominous case. What secrets did he hide? Was he a victim, a bystander, or the perpetrator of this crime? The answers lay hidden in the evidence, in the depths of the burn pit, in the blood on the hammer, in the details of the receipt, and in the psyche of Andreen McDonald. The investigation was far from over, it was only the beginning. In the early stages of the investigation, authorities discovered a burn pit in the couple's backyard, along with a blood-spattered hammer, and a receipt for a shovel and an axe. These ominous findings led them to suspect foul play, and their suspicions pointed towards one person, Andreen McDonald. As the weeks turned into months with no sign of Andreen, the gloomy atmosphere around the investigation grew heavier. Time, that relentless and unforgiving beast, continued its march unhindered, indifferent to the anguish and desperation that clung to the hearts of those desperate for answers. The hope that once filled the air, that maybe Andreen was still out there somewhere, started to wane with each passing day. Speculation started creeping in, whispers of dreadful possibilities. Each day without a trace of Andreen was a day closer to acceptance of a terrible reality, a reality that no family or friend was prepared to accept, yet the facts were hard to ignore. The search for a missing person was slowly turning into a hunt for a body, a chilling recognition that sent tremors down the spines of even the most hardened investigators. Throughout this ordeal, the investigation never faltered. Law enforcement worked tirelessly, refusing to give in to the weight of the grim circumstances. As the calendar flipped to July 2019, the investigation's efforts intensified. The warmth and vitality of the summer season contrasted sharply with the cold, somber mood that loomed over the investigation. Despite the search continued, every tip was followed, every lead chased. The months of hard work, of endless pursuits, of countless dead ends, had taken a toll on everyone involved. Yet, no one was ready to give up. The search had become a mission, a quest for closure, for justice, and above all, for the peace of Andreen's soul. One day, a glimmer of light penetrated the dark shroud that had been cast over the search. An unexpected discovery was made in a field not far from the McDonald's home. It was a finding that promised to finally bring an end to the painful suspense that had plagued the investigation for months. Human remains were discovered, an unsettling revelation that brought a bittersweet relief to the search team. The discovery was significant, but it also carried a heavy burden. The remains sparked a new set of questions, bringing with them a wave of mixed emotions. There was a sense of accomplishment, a step forward in the investigation, but also a profound sadness. The once vibrant life of Andreen was reduced to skeletal remains, a harsh reminder of the tragic end she had met. Frantic efforts were to identify the remains. Forensic experts worked around the clock, using every tool and technique at their disposal to confirm the identity. Meanwhile, the world waited, holding its collective breath, yearning for a definitive answer yet dreading the tragic confirmation. The days turned into weeks, the tension built to an unbearable crescendo. And finally, after painstaking efforts, the confirmation came. The remains were later confirmed to be those of Andreen McDonald. In the face of mounting evidence, Andreen McDonald was arrested and charged with his wife's murder. The news of what had been a local mystery soon spread like a wildfire, echoing through the quiet neighborhoods of the small town. Andreen McDonald was a name that was on everyone's lips. Whispers of murder and scandal were passed through the grapevines, tainting the serene image of this place. The McDonalds had been a beloved couple in their community, always seen at local events, their laughter ringing out heartily at the weekly church gatherings. Andre was a tall, sturdy man, a pillar of the local community who always had a smile on his face. He was known for his kind heart and volunteering at the local community center. His arrest sent shockwaves through the hearts of his neighbors. Disbelief was written on every face. His wife, Andreen, on the other hand, was well known for her physical strength. She was a powerlifting champion, her trophies prominently displayed in the front room of their shared home. A woman of strong will and even stronger physical prowess, she was respected and admired by many in their small town. However, Andre maintained his innocence from the start, pleading not guilty and claiming that the argument on the night of Andreen's disappearance had escalated into a physical altercation in which he had to defend himself. His adamant denial seemed to hold a note of desperation. The town was in shock. How could a man known for his humility and kindness be charged with such a heinous crime? The chilling allegations against him sent a cold shiver down the spines of those who knew him. The life they knew was shattering and fear was creeping into their hearts. Their home, once a symbol of happiness and love, now turned into a haunting reminder of a tragedy that had taken the town by storm. The trial of Andreen McDonald began in 2023, 4 years after Andreen's disappearance. The courtroom was packed with locals, each one eager to hear the fate of the man they had once respected. It was a somber affair, filled with suspense and uncertainty. The defense presented evidence showcasing Andreen's physical strength, suggesting that Andre had a reason to fear her. This information came as a shock to many, a jigsaw piece that didn't quite fit with the image they had of the loving couple. They painted a picture of a man caught in a volatile situation, forced to defend himself against his powerlifting wife. The court reverberated with murmurs as the defense presented this argument. Could Andreen's physical prowess have played a part in the tragedy that unfolded that night? The trial ended, leaving the town in a state of unrest and unease. As the days dragged on, the tension was palpable. The verdict was awaited with bated breath, every heart in the town beating in sync with the slow tick of the clock. While awaiting the jury's decision, the town was left in a state of limbo, haunted by the memory of a tragedy that had shattered their seemingly perfect world. The days turned into weeks, each one heavier than the last. Finally, the day of the verdict arrived. The town awoke to a gloomy morning, the sky mirroring their apprehension. The courtroom was packed once again, the air heavy with anticipation. As the judge read out the verdict, a collective gasp filled the room. The fate of Andreen McDonald had been sealed, his chapter in their town's history coming to a close. They painted a picture of a man caught in a volatile situation, forced to defend himself against his powerlifting wife. The once beloved man of their community turned out to be a living nightmare, a dark chapter that the town would forever remember. The chilling story of Andreen McDonald serves as a stark reminder that things aren't always as they seem. As we begin to unravel the details of this haunting saga, we are compelled to grapple with the complex nature of humanity and the facades we often hide behind. Andreen McDonald was not just an average woman, she was a successful businesswoman. She had built an empire from scratch, demonstrating her tenacity and dedication to her work. She was well respected in her community, known for her hard work and perseverance. A role model for many, especially to young women who saw her as an embodiment of ambitious female power. Her business empire and accolades were a testament to a life spent in tireless pursuit of excellence. But behind this facade of success, there was another story brewing, and it was one that would shock everyone who knew her. In addition to her prosperous career, Andreen McDonald was a respected military officer. She served her country with pride, putting her life on the line numerous times in the face of danger. Stories of her bravery and resilience echoed throughout the ranks, earning her the respect and admiration of her fellow officers. However, this same valorous woman would later become the subject of a dreadful mystery that shockwaves through the nation. Beyond her public persona as a businesswoman and military officer, Andreen McDonald was a wife. It was in this role that the usually rock-solid woman experienced turbulence. A heated argument, the details of which are still disputed, marked the beginning of a disturbing sequence of events that would eventually lead to her mysterious disappearance. The argument, filled with rage and accusations, was the last known interaction before she vanished off the face of the earth. This case, with its myriad twists and turns, serves as a chilling testament to the human capacity for deceit. As we delve deeper into the facts and the conjectures, we find ourselves grappling with the frightening reality of how cunning and dangerous a person can be. The real-life horror of this story is not just in the disappearance of Andreen McDonald, but in the realization that such deceit can exist in our midst. The truth, as it unraveled, was a tale of deception, betrayal, and ulterior motives that shook everyone who followed the case. The subsequent discovery of her remains was a heart-wrenching conclusion to the search for Andreen McDonald. The grim reality of her death shed light on the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of her seemingly perfect life. The idyllic picture of a successful businesswoman and a respected military officer was shattered, replaced with a tragic narrative of loss and betrayal. This shocking case serves as a reminder of the importance of vigilance, of questioning, and of never taking things at face value. We are reminded of the disturbing reality that even the most polished exteriors can hide the darkest secrets. We learn the value of questioning the status quo, and the importance of not accepting everything we see at first glance. In the end, as we continue to contemplate the chilling story of Andreen McDonald, we are left with a grim truth. That reality can be far stranger, far more horrifying than any fiction we can imagine. The chilling story of Andreen McDonald's disappearance and the subsequent discovery of her remains is a grim reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly perfect lives. The truth may be stranger and more horrifying than fiction. Scene script, voiceover. As we delve deeper into this chilling saga, we enter a stage where the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. The investigation intensifies, and with it, the truth begins to emerge. And as the truth unravels, we are faced with a shocking revelation, that the culprit was closer than anyone could have imagined. The evidence found at the crime scene, initially a confusing mix of clues, slowly began to tell a sinister story. The investigators, with their meticulous attention to detail, began to see patterns in the chaos. A scrap of fabric here, an unfamiliar footprint there. Each piece of evidence was a silent witness to the dreadful crime that had taken place. Meanwhile, Andreen McDonald, the grieving husband, was acting strangely. His behavior was inconsistent, his statements contradictory. He seemed to be grappling with something, a secret perhaps, that he was desperate to keep hidden. The more he tried to maintain his facade of innocence, the more suspicious he became. The breakthrough came when a piece of evidence previously overlooked suddenly gained significance. A receipt for a purchase of a shovel and a roll of heavy-duty plastic, found crumpled in the trash, pointed towards a premeditated crime. The investigators, their suspicion now turned into certainty, made their move. Andreen McDonald was arrested, the facade of the grieving husband shattered. The meticulous work of the investigators had paid off. The truth, as grim as it was, had finally emerged. The man Andreen McDonald had shared her life with, the man she had trusted, was the man responsible for her disappearance and death. As we reflect on this harrowing chapter of the saga, we are reminded of the importance of vigilance and the role of truth in justice. We are left with a stark reality, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind the most familiar faces. We are left with the grim truth, that the person responsible for Andreen McDonald's disappearance and death was the man she had loved and trusted. The chilling story of Andreen McDonald's case is a stark reminder of the importance of questioning, of vigilance, and of the pursuit of truth. In the end, justice was served. The trial of Andreen McDonald was a high-profile affair, with the community holding its collective breath as the evidence was presented, piece by damning piece. The courtroom was a somber place, the air heavy with the weight of the crime that had been committed. As the verdict was read out, guilty, there was a palpable sense of relief. The community, which had been rocked by the disappearance and subsequent death of Andreen McDonald, could finally begin to heal. The impact of the verdict was far-reaching. It served as a stark reminder that no crime goes unpunished and that justice, though sometimes slow, is inevitable. The community rallied together, their faith in the justice system restored. The legacy of Andreen McDonald, a beloved member of the community, lived on. Her story, tragic as it was, served as a lesson to all. Andreen's life was a testament to resilience and strength. Her death a chilling reminder of the darkness that can exist in the most unexpected places. Her story, though tragic, serves as a reminder of the importance of justice, of truth, and of the resilience of a community in the face of adversity. The chilling saga of Andreen McDonald's disappearance and death serves as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance, the power of truth, and the inevitable triumph of justice. As we reflect on this harrowing chapter, we are reminded once again of the crucial role of justice in society and the enduring legacy of those who fight for it, even in the face of the most tragic circumstances.